Hello, YouTubers. I am Angela Logan, and this is Everyday Shenanigans. It is Sunday, November 24th, 2019. Thanks for joining me, subscribers, fans. Warm welcome from the high 10. It is a beautiful day here in Tennessee. I have given praise this morning, and I am feeling wonderful. And I've got to send a shout out to a college friend who lives in North Carolina, and I want you all to follow Mr. Marlon Holmes on Instagram. He is a chef. He has wonderful food and pastries. So if you're needing some yummies for your tummy, please follow Mr. Marlon Holmes at Chef Pap Inc. on Instagram and personal account at man69 large 87. Thanks a lot. I'm very proud of you, Mr. Marlon Holmes. I'm very proud of you. You have some wonderful dishes that you exhibit on Facebook and wonderful pastries, and I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you, and I pray that God continues to bless you in your endeavors and in the line of work that you are in, because in order to be a chef, to cook, you have to like doing that. And I've got a feeling that you love what you do. So I'm so proud of you all. So please, you guys, follow my friend on Instagram. And if you want to inquire any type of goodies that he has, please contact him through Instagram with the noted information I just gave you. I want to give you all an update on Mr. R. Kelly. As you notice, if you go back, as I stated in my earlier videos, you'll see that I have various topics that I have talked about. I don't know if some of those topics would interest the people who follow me now, but if you like me, I feel like, hey, you'll listen to some things, and if it's of no interest to you, then you bypass it. But anyway, in my earlier videos, before I got the following that I have now, I did speak of Mr. R. Kelly and his shenanigans, and I'm going to give you the latest update pertaining to Robert Sylvester Kelly. For those of you who did not know his government name, yes, that is his name. This article I'm bringing you derives from Fox News. So if you need verification, please log on to the Fox News app and get the said information. It reads as follows. R. Kelly's girlfriend, Jocelyn Savage, speaks out, calls herself a victim. Okay. Jocelyn Savage, who was one of R. Kelly's girlfriends and has been living with him since she was 19 years old, has spoken out on social media for the first time in 2 years. The aspiring singer, now 24, posted a series of images on Instagram promoting her side of the story. She is working with Patreon, a subscription-based content service where I will post daily chapters of my story. Things I'm going to reveal that was swear not to see the day of light by NDA. I'm risking my life for many others. This story is 18 plus and only for mature audience. I want to make sure my story is very detailed as I can remember. My first story, where it all started, is out now, she continued. R. Kelly's federal trial in child pornography case in Chicago set for April. According to the Daily Beast, she posted the first story on Saturday, which is behind a paywall, and revealed how she met Kelly, whose real name is Robert Kelly, in 2015 at one of his concerts. Okay. She was 17 at the time and recalled it being fun experience, but she had very mixed emotions. The 52-year-old disgraced R&B singer, who is currently battling multiple sex crime charges in New York and Chicago, promised to help with Savage's music career, so she dropped out of the college and moved in with him, but that's when he started to change. After these couple of months, Robert started giving me commands and making sure I call him by certain names, like Master or Daddy, which I didn't really care for at the time, Savage wrote, per the Daily Beast. If I wasn't getting paid or pursuing my dream, I would have went home. But all of that didn't stop just yet. But it started getting worse by day by day. He would raise his voice at me if I didn't call him by those two names. If Robert called me, I would have to reply with, "Yes, Daddy," or "Please, Daddy." He was so controlling. Savage also wrote how Kelly would make threats that he wouldn't help her anymore if she spoke out about, left his house, or spoke to her parents. He would always he would always would say, all this can stop today. You want a career, or do you want to live a normal life, basically trying to make me do what he wants, she wrote. Savage previously supported Kelly and attended his court hearings along with his other living girlfriend, Azriel Clary, 21. She told Gayle King in a tell-all CBS This Morning interview in March that claims she's been brainwashed by Kelly are untrue and that her family is basically out here just to get money. Kelly remains behind bars in Chicago, awaiting a trial on related sex crimes charges that's scheduled for April 27, 2020. Kelly pleaded not guilty in August to the New York charges, which accused him of using his fame to recruit young women and girls for illegal sexual activity. Kelly is also charged with kidnapping, forced labor, and violations of the Federal Mann Act involving transporting women and girls across state lines to engage in illegal sexual activity. The defense has labeled Kelly's accusers as disgruntled groupies. In October, a federal judge in New York City denied him bail after prosecutors said freeing the singer created a risk of him fleeing or tampering with witnesses in sex abuse case against him. Okay, that is the following update. And as I stated, if you need verification for this information, you can log on to Fox News. And if you're wanting to follow this young lady's story, Miss Jocelyn Savage, you can go on to this paywall, whatever it's called. It's called Patreon, and she's revealing information day for day on this paywall app or whatever that's relaying the story. So it's, as I stated, it's called Patreon. It's a subscription-based content service where she will post daily chapters of her story. Oh my goodness, you know the queen is going to give it to you now. Okay. So someone mentioned the other day that the other young lady had left Azriel a couple of months ago. I do not know, because as I stated, I got wrapped up into this other case that we talk about so much on here, and I hadn't really followed Mr. R. Kelly. That's why I brought you all an update the other day. So now I'm bringing you this update that Miss Jocelyn Savage has ventured out and signed up with this subscription-based company to divulge stories of her life. Now, I feel like this is just a bunch of bull. I'm going to keep it real, because I feel like this. Had R. Kelly not been arrested, you would not be talking to anybody. You would have been content with still staying with this same person, knowing that he was abusive, controlling, asking you to perform in sexual deviances and different acts with women, this and that, whatever. That's your choice, your business. But I find it sad now. He is I'm not going to say sad, I'm going to say pathetic, because now he's incarcerated. 9 times out of 10, he is not coming out of that jail, because he's also facing charges in the state of New York, racketeering, okay? Serious RICO charges in the state of New York and Minnesota, allegations coming out of Detroit, Michigan, and on and on and on. And now you have decided to get in cahoots with some company to divulge your story or your life with this gentleman. He's not a gentleman. I take that back. With this male, you have decided to now talk about what went on in that house, apartment, wherever you stayed with Mr. Kelly and the other young lady and ladies. I don't know how much she's going to divulge, but I think this is atrocious. I think it is pathetic. That is the word I wanted to use, because I feel like, and this is my opinion, Jocelyn is only revealing this information is because the lifestyle has changed. It has been altered by Mr. Kelly's incarceration. And she never had a job. She never worked. She didn't attend a college, nor did the other young lady, Miss Azriel. So you now have to fend for yourself. You have got to take care of yourself. And see, I knew something was going to transpire that was going to get jiggy with these two young ladies when you started seeing them months ago on Instagram and posing and talking. And I thought, well, at one time we couldn't speak. We only walked out of buildings coming and going with Mr. Kelly. Now, all of a sudden, he's incarcerated. We want to dance and prance around on Instagram and this and that, social media. And now, couple of months in, we've now signed up with a subscription paid company to reveal what transpired with him. Now, come on, you guys. You already know this is some bull. This is some BS. This is a way for this queen to make some money. And I'm all for everybody eating, okay? But my thing is this. Are you doing this paid subscription? My lifestyle, my story, only because there is no more Mr. Kelly. There is no more living off of Mr. Kelly. Okay. And I ain't saying it was a great ride with him, because I think from the stories that we have heard from people who lived with him, dated him, bedded him, whatever, it wasn't all that great. His company was not of a gentleman. But to each his own. Okay? But I feel like she's only doing this Patreon business because she needs income to supplement, her life, to live, to maintain, to sustain. And as I stated, why not go out here and use the talent that you say you have? Okay, you met this man under the presumption that you could sing. Okay? Now, some teeter-tatter that she really could not sing, that was said in the one of the documentaries or something, that really she wasn't really a singer, maybe to his liking. But hey, he didn't care, because we now know that wasn't his motive for trying to get with the young lady or the other young ladies. It was never about if you had talent, if you could sing, dance, or whatever. He wanted people, women, females, children to bed. He did not care anything about if you had talent or not. And that's no disrespect, but I had heard that she wasn't considered a grand singer. So let me be clear in what I'm saying to you, because some of you, don't understand sometimes when the queen talks. So I'm just saying, no matter what, his motives were deviant in nature. Also his behavior. Also the people who rode the ride, his cohorts, to get these women, pass his phone number to him, because that is what he did. That was Mr. R. Kelly's MO, was to pass his number to these young girls at concerts, wherever he saw them, the mall, and then they would call him, and the rest is history. Well, Jocelyn Savage, I hear you. As they say, gotta get the bag. Okay. I thought maybe that when things started going south with Mr. Kelly, with the arrest and everything, that you would consider contacting your family, talking to your family, making amends with your family. I don't know if you have done that or not. I don't even know if you're still staying at the Trump Tower in Chicago. But I just, as I stated, think it's an interesting way to make money now due to the fact that Mr. Kelly is incarcerated in federal holding. And as I stated, I don't see him coming out no time soon. He will be going to trial next year. And as I also stated in the previous video, his rent has been paid up through December of 2019. I have not gotten an update on if the rent will be paid for the following year, which I wouldn't see the point in that. And then who would pay it? Because he didn't have money for a bond months ago. And that lady wanted her money back because he got rearrested on charges stemming out of New York. And now these two young ladies, one is suspected to have left, and this one now is going through a paid subscription company, Patreon, whomever, to now reveal her story with Mr. Kelly. And now, and most of us who have a sane mind would say, why are you now wanting to talk and tell what happened? You're the same person that went months ago on the CBS Morning Show with Miss Azriel, speaking very ill of your family, that they were using you and trying to extort money out of Mr. Kelly for you being in his company. Now, not even a year later, the bag has fallen out. The floor has fallen out underneath the feet of Mr. Kelly, and you now want to have a paid company. Let's see how you say it. A pay here, listen to my version, subscription. You want to hear what I have to say, then you have to pay to hear what I have to say. I think you said just about enough already. And who the hell's going to pay for you to tell us what the hell happened behind the closed doors with you and Mr. R. Kelly? I don't have to pay. Really never have to be interested. But I'm bringing the update because I had followed his shenanigans the past couple months, so I'm bringing you all this update. But that's cheesy. So now you want to charge people so people can hear what went on behind closed doors. I think we got a synopsis from the other ladies of what went on behind closed doors. I think I have just about heard it all. You see these people out here, this is just sickening. And yes, she's a young person. And yes, I do believe she was coerced and brainwashed by him at a young age. But one thing I find interesting in this statement, in this article I just read to you, it's that my understanding is that she met Mr. R. Kelly at 19 years of age, I thought, when she was in college. And then she stopped, being in her dorm and this and that. And that's when, suspicion arose that something was going on with her behavior. Now, in this article, she states she met him at 17 and it was a fun experience. And now one could say, what are you speaking of? What was fun? Meeting him? Trying to sing for him? What? What was fun? Because now that you're putting 17 on the books, which only a fool would have done that, uh, y'all see where I'm going with that, right? You were a fool to tell people now that you were 17 when you met him. Because now you want me to believe that for 2 years you just talked to him on the phone and you didn't hook up with him until you were 19 years of age. Okay. That is the latest update on the R. Kelly saga. Miss Jocelyn Savage has left the realm of being quiet and silent, and she is now deciding to tell her story of her life with Mr. Kelly through a paid subscription. I am Angela Logan, and honey, this is definitely everyday shenanigans. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.